I'm absolutely sure that when the good folks over at Legion Paper sent me over these samples and told me to test out the paper, they had envisioned a mild-mannered Midwestern watercolorist. But what they're about to find out is that if you give me paper to test out, I'm going to put it to the ultimate test. So here, for your viewing enjoyment, is some tough love for some tough paper. See, at this point, you have to get the water ice cold, just as if you were in the Arctic. Because let's say you're going out to watercolor paint and you're on a snowmobile, or you're in a float ski plane that's landed in the Arctic Circle, something like that. You need to know that the watercolor paper is going to hold up in the toughest, coldest conditions. You know what? I don't think this paper's quite cold enough yet. And as cold as the paper is right now, and it is cold, I think maybe we need to put it through the heat test. Now, how hot is it going to get in the desert? Probably not 350 degrees Fahrenheit, but let's see how the paper holds up in these kind of temperature extremes. Well, the paper is really hot at this point. I don't know what the true ignition point is for this 100% cotton paper. I just know that the surface temperature area of this paper was somewhere around 100 or 240 degrees or so. So when paper gets that hot, it's probably a good idea to cool it down. And I mean, let's be honest, no test would be complete without a ketchup test, right? I mean, because you never know, you're out eating a hot dog, you're doing some watercolor painting, and bam, the mustard, the ketchup is all over the paper. Let it sit for a few minutes. You're not going to notice it right away anyway. Then you glance down at your watercolor painting, you see this, you got a bottle of water or something, or you're nearby a hose, you just wash it right off, just like this. Now maybe you find out you're a broke artist sharing a studio apartment with 3 other dudes. You can't afford paper plates, but what you do have is this watercolor paper. It's got a lot of utility. Why not dish up day-old Chinese food here, stick it in the microwave, heat it up, and boom, Bob's your uncle. Maybe it turns out you're not all that hungry, but one of your roommates is. Why not pass the Chinese food along to him? Hello, boy. Yep, the dog's going to eat right off this 300-pound cold-pressed paper. You don't see any cats doing this. Well, it would definitely be unsanitary to paint after the dog has enjoyed some Chinese food on this watercolor paper. So I think the next thing we really need to do here is wash it, right? Let's go extra heavy. Clean as a whistle. I mean, it seemed to come out pretty clean, but just as a precaution, we'll give it another few minutes here in the washing machine. You know what you can't do on wet watercolor paper that's been in the washing machine? Paint on it. So you better dry it. So we'll stick it in the dryer for, I don't know, 15 or 20 minutes and see what happens. Turns out the clothes are still a little wet, but the paper seems to be drying. Yeah, pretty good. Good enough. Yeah, what if it's just not quite clean enough? How about some antibacterial dishwashing liquid and a scouring pad? Now remember, this has already been washed a couple of times, but just to make sure, we'll give it another scrub. I think what's pretty remarkable is after all that abuse, the paper still wants to lay flat. Once I get it completely dry, it just lays flat. Now let's take it on a little field trip. Set some muscle milk on it. Builds muscle, so it must be tough. Under some dog food bags here. There's a couple of those, weigh about 100 pounds, and there's a paper hiding under there. No worse for the wear. It's tough stuff, man. How about some roof tar? Whoa. There you go. Yeah, it's okay. Come forward. You know, yeah. Just to be sure. Perfect. That's all I need. Thanks a lot. Yeah. Didn't crack or break or anything. So seems to be good. Be awesome if we could set that pallet on there.
Set the pallet on there.
There we go. Look at this. Yep. All right, you got it?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. How much would you guess that pallet weighs?
I don't know. What? 24 plus 12?
Yeah.
36? 37?
Perfect. Thanks, man.
Yeah. Now you can put it up.
Perfect. Thanks, guys. Oh, no. Not the car wash. Yes, the car wash. You know when you clean your mats out, your floor mats? Well, the paper was so dirty from the hardware store, it was time to clean it up again. Not the high pressure washer. No! Yes. You know what you got to do with wet paper? Dry it. I think the paper's actually enjoying this. It's mocking me. Honestly, if I abuse this paper anymore, it would probably need counseling. This is the Stonehendge Aqua watercolor paper. I used a 300-pound, 100% cotton, cold-pressed paper. You can see it there on top. It took everything I could dish out. Seriously, can your watercolor paper do this? after all that abuse, can it end up like this? At the beginning of this video, I promised to talk about two aspects of this paper that are simply outstanding. Number one, it's going to lay flat no matter what you do to it. Two, it's inexpensive. High quality, inexpensive paper, what an awesome combination. And that, my friends, is the Stonehendge Aqua watercolor paper by Legion. Don't forget to check out the description for all the information on where to find the paper, all the sizes and everything it comes in. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe, comment. I love to hear from you. And for gosh sakes, share the video if you enjoyed it. I don't get paid for any of this, but if I did, I'd be a rich man because I love art and art supplies. Thanks for stopping by today as we took a look at this Legion paper. This has been Marty for owingsart.com. So long, everybody.
Don't forget to check out owingsart.com.